guys, your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
Yeah. What's shaking, guys? How you living out there? Shout out to the free thinkers. Shout out to everybody out there rocking with the channel.
As always, make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. So turn the notification bell on so you know when we're dropping new videos. Artists, if you have a video or a song that you want us to do, make sure you check out the link in the description. We can definitely get you hooked up on that. Or we can place you in front of one of our up and coming videos. We'll do about 60 seconds of your song. Either way, information will be down below. All right, man. So we're getting back to J.Cole, man. To follow. I know we falling off and shit, right? Because we're like 2 weeks late and
Speaking
shit.
of the fall off.
No, man, but I know dude, life gets in the way, man. We got regular jobs and stuff like that, trying to do this as well, so, life gets in the way.
This is a passion project for y'all. Just so y'all know, at this point in time with this channel, this is a passion project. You know what I'm saying? So we do things, we do it for the love. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that's been requesting on our ass, especially on Instagram, in our DMs. Where y'all at? God damn. What the fuck? Shout out to everybody that's been
I know, man.
This too. Track 2, double album coming is what incoming is what it sounds like. We gonna get a Life After Death. We gonna get a All Eyes on Me. We gonna get there's a few. That's about it though. As far as double albums that I thought was crazy, those probably the only two.
Because that's a lot of opportunity to fuck up.
Yes, it is. A lot of landmines you can step on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of wax song landmines. You know what I'm saying? You can step on. So yeah, man. Yeah, as we mentioned, man, we have we're late, man. I've heard the song. You know what I mean? Just so you know, Ryan has not heard the song.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, in full disclosure, I knew about it because y'all was telling us about it. So in passing, but no, I've been working my other job like a motherfucker, so I haven't heard it.
Yeah, so let's just get to it. J.Cole, this too, track 2. For the past 10 years, this album has been handcrafted with one intention: a personal challenge to myself to create my best work. To do on my last what I was unable to do on my first. I had no way of knowing how much time, focus, and energy it would eventually take to achieve this. But despite the countless challenges along the way, I knew in my heart I would one day get to the finish line. I owed it first and foremost to myself, and secondly, I owed it to hip hop.
Okay.
Yeah. How I see it. Yeah. Listen. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids.
Okay, technical. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life is set in reverse. I just want to, let's talk about it.
Yep.
Technically, sound. Very sound.
Yeah. How I see it. Yeah. Listen. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids carried the coffin to the altar as they burst into tears from their shirts.
Pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
Right there, right? I like, let's set it up.
Yeah.
Let's set the table. Let's set the plate. You know what I mean? Get the forks and knives and all that. So
he's in reverse, right? He says, I see my life in reverse. He says it right there, right? I first appeared in a hearse. So he's going to tell this story from the last event in his life that he could remember that he's not at yet. You know what I'm saying? You would hope that that's the way it's going to be. But for the sake of the song, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, he could choke on the chicken bone. Exactly. No. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah, God forbid. He can incinerate in a flight. Flights are, planes is having a lot of issues right now.
Motherfucker get gout or something. I don't know. But
so he's going to start from being in the coffin, right? He's going back to the church, you know what I'm saying? Seeing his grandkids. I don't even know if he has grandkids yet, you know what I mean? Carrying the coffin, to the altar, you know what I'm saying? People crying and shit like that. So I like where this is going.
It's interesting that he said, I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. And then he goes into my life, I seen it in reverse, right? My thirst to adhere is a curse. Adhering to what is a curse is the question. Adhering to hip hop? Adhering to being just having this insatiable sort of
hunger
to be great at hip hop, and that may have maybe potentially you sacrificed some things as a result of that, and it's been a curse to you. Because I don't get that. I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, I get it, but as a result of you, I don't know if this is what J. Cole means. I'm trying to figure out, what is he adhering to? Is he adhering to his craft of hip hop, or adhering to his morals? And I don't know. It comes out of cult. What are you talking about? Because adhering to, if we're in the context of hip hop, him going through whatever he persevered through, it fucking molded a monster, a beast, a very successful, all-time great rapper. But so I don't know how looking at that as a curse is interesting. I'm not saying that I'm right in what he's adhering to, but I don't know what it could be.
But that could be the curse, though. Maybe you have to give up family time. Maybe you have to give up friendships.
Oh, I'm sure.
Maybe
friendships. Yeah.
Maybe people passed away while you was getting to the bag. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you really didn't get a chance to spend time with the people that this is all purely speculation, guys, but since you're on the question.
I think that's great. I just thought that was interesting that he, because I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's adhering to.
Or it could be the doors that was closed on his ascension. That could be too. You know what I mean? Because when you persevere through the worst, I'm thinking, kind of relating it to myself. When I persevere through things that I could perceive as the worst, it's things that I didn't necessarily wanted to do for the sake of success. But I didn't want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I had to do this. We've all, well, maybe not all of us, but I've had jobs that I fucking hated. You know what I'm saying? But I persevered through that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And my thirst to adhere to that bullshit is a curse, because I gave up a lot of things in my life to make that almighty dollar. You know what I mean? So just kind of giving.
I'm almost 99.9% sure that's exactly what J. Cole means. But then I come back to look at what was at the end of the rainbow for you, right?
I'm still trying to wait for mine.
J. Cole. I don't want to trigger no shit over there.
No, exactly. But
the best is yet to come. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, what you become this all-time great rapper. So I guess the question I would have of J. Cole, and again, I don't know what he means exactly here, it's only he truly knows, is if you could just do it all over again, would you rather have the extra time with your family that you missed, or some of these people, like, would you rather just say, you know what, fuck this hip hop shit that I was obsessed with and ignored other important things in my life, and let me just relish in and just love those moments and appreciate those moments more and spend time there? Or would I rather become a famous rapper that can feed his family for generations to come? I don't know.
And this is just, I don't know, because I haven't listened to this song in its entirety yet. George, you have, so don't answer this. I want to wait till this happens. Or he's rapping from a person that's already dead. I'm already dead, now I'm seeing my whole life, right? Because I'm starting it in reverse. So I'm already dead. I'm no longer J. Cole in the living form as of right now in 2026. I'm already dead.
So his spirit is looking like, man, I mean, I know we became rich and famous and all that shit,
but you don't know what's going to happen.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Maybe this motherfucker's getting caught up in court cases left and right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So you never know how his story is yet to unfold.
It was all good when you was J. Cole, when you had that last album to fall off, and then coincidentally the real fall off came. You know what I'm saying? And then never mind.
No, but I don't know though. I'm just
interesting. I just thought that was again. Let's get back to the song. Him saying anything that happened to him is a curse, and I would like to know why he would say that. But that I like what you said,
and
Ryan.
based on what you just said, I'm guessing that's not what the way the song is gonna go.
We'll see.
How I see it. How I see it. Yeah. Listen. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. I first appeared in a hearse. The driver steered to the church. My grandkids carried the coffin to the altar as they burst into tears from their shirts. The tears rise to the sides of their face and into their eyes is piercing where hurt. Fast forward 60 years, I got verse of the year. My purpose is clear as to murk whoever dare flirt with death. The best alive, and what you now hear is the work. The inspiration was.
Get it out now.
Yeah, I know.
Just get it out. Purge it. Nope, not you, but maybe you. just purge it, man. Everybody in the comments, go ahead and purge it. What did he say? After first of all, after the beautifully written, tears rise to the sides of the face, right? And the tears going in reverse into their eyes as he's, you know, as they're looking at someone who died, but also is going to come back alive, right? He got to this part where he said, my purpose is clear. It's to murk whoever dare flirt with death. The best alive, which you now hear is the work. I want y'all to purge it out now. You know what I'm saying? Just purge out all that, because we already know what it is. I've already been seeing the shit on the commentary on social media platforms about what he can't say now at this stage.
Saying he can't say that he's the best?
He can't say he's the best. That's what they're saying. That's what the public's saying. Not everybody, but there's been some notable public figures and people on Twitter and Instagram and alike, and just in the hip hop media industry that think that they think J.Cole can't say certain things.
So who can say that?
Because of the result of the battle, just to catch everybody up.
We all know what happened. He said, you know, he was gonna back out of the beef and all that kind of shit. And I know the true hip hop fans did not like that, you know. But the bottom line, man, is you gotta respect the man for adhering to what he believes in, man. And he's just not on that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the road less traveled, right? Let's keep it a bean. He could have just said, because to be honest with you, I think if he would have stayed in the whole fucking battle, I don't know if he would have got the hate that Drake got, because motherfuckers despise Drake apparently, right? But people don't despise J. Cole. So that would have made it interesting, but that's a different topic. So the bottom line, though, that he could have stayed in it, but he was, you know, I think he just wasn't on that shit. It wasn't speaking to his spirit, even though, and that's hard to do. When motherfuckers is in your ear saying, nah, don't do it, and the world's gonna be against you, the hip hop world is gonna be like, nah, man, you J-Fold or whatever the fuck they were saying.
He said it in the apology. He said he's like looking him up there. I think he was talking about his man's up there like, no.
Yeah.
His whole team was like, please. So you know, if he said that on stage, you know, behind the scenes,
it was crazy.
Oh no, you can't, dog. It's gonna
crazy.
ruin it. Nah, they gonna think we bitches over here. And
that's the road less traveled, man. If it's not in your heart, that's hard to do, man. You got to give respect to that man and put respect on that man's name, because I don't know if a lot of people would do the road less traveled if it was in their heart to do it. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of shit that I don't want to fucking do. So I'm not that dude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because especially with the scrutiny and shit, you got to give respect to that, man, because standing on what you believe, I think that's dope, man.
It's just funny.
With all the bullshit.
Yeah, it's just funny how people, we celebrate when motherfuckers live their raps, except when it comes to J. Cole and things of certain sort of morality, right? Like, it's cool when we see a rapper that put in work, we hear about stories about them putting in work, and then we hear it in the music, like, he shot this person, he caught the jukes here, and he was doing that, he's real, he's authentic.
Very celebratory, right?
Right, it's we love the bullshit, but when someone lives the rap, when someone acts in a way that they have shown that, you know, they're a certain type of person, and they act in a way in real life, and they're really put in a situation, a pressure-filled situation, and they act the way that they've always acted, right? In this particular case, J. Cole, to me, has always come off like a dude that wants to spread love and peace, and he makes his braggadocious raps like anyone else, but he's that type of guy. So he lived his raps like, I'm not trying to be involved with the bullshit. You know what I mean? Did I like the way he handled it? No, I didn't like the way he handled it. But I respect him being the man that he's portrayed himself to be. I think that's dope.
Honorable.
You know what I'm saying? And also on top of that, man, I just feel like if you take away the dunk contest, does that mean that Michael Jordan is a Michael Jordan? You know what I'm saying? Like, did the dunk contest add to his lore? Of course it did. You know what I'm saying? Air Jordan, I get that's beautiful. But Mike, it doesn't take away the 6 rings. It doesn't take away the impact that he had on the game. Battle rapping is a nice cherry on top to your legacy. That's what it is. It's a nice garnish.
I can do that too.
Yeah, saying that's too. That's nice. You know what I'm saying? But you need to make great music, and you need to inspire, and that's what J. Cole has done. He's established himself as an all-time great rapper, and his music and all that speaks for itself. His body of work speaks for itself.
Man.
Don't worry about the bonus. Don't get me wrong, though. It's a nice garnish. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little scallion, or whatever the fuck you want to say.
Whatever it is.
Parsley or whatever. It's a nice garnish. It's a nice little cherry on top to the sundae to have that in your bag, but that has nothing to do with his greatness, man. So shout out to Cole for standing true to himself.
So we're hurt. Fast forward 60 years, I got verse of the year. My purpose is clear, it's to murk whoever dare flirt with death. The best alive, and what you now hear is the work. The inspiration was rare and in spurts, but when it's there, I'm immersed. My experience of being a parent dispersed. Watching my son disappear as I stare at his birth. And he returns to the womb, wifey stomach growing greater in girth. And then declining every time we come here to the nurse.
There's some really dope imagery in here and how he executed the reversal you know what I'm saying, element rather to the song here, right? My experience of being a parent dispersed, watching my son disappear as I stare at his birth, and he returns to the womb, wifey's stomach growing, you know, greater in girth. Right, first of all, the technical aspect of that is ill. He's still carrying this, you know what I mean, being a parent dispersed, watching my son disappear and stare at his birth, parent dispersed, right? The technical aspect of that is actually really great. And then also just again the imagery that he's painting, right? He's again his life is going in reverse. He's seeing his son essentially just be removed from his life and going back into his wife's womb. So he's now at the point where it's before his son
when she was pregnant.
Right? You know what I mean? So I think that's really dope.
Disappear as I stare at his birth, and he returns to the womb, wifey's stomach growing greater in girth, and then declining every time we come here to the nurse. With each day that passes, I can feel my career coming first. Do I? Took the wedding ring off her finger, and now I'm single, walking up the aisle backwards to an era of dirt. Falling clubs, tipsy with a bitch I see clear through a skirt. The
that
cameras
was hard though to me. I like the do I do, right? Obviously he's referencing his marriage, but also it's going in reverse. So he's taking a ring off and then he's going backwards to, again, he's recalling major events in his life in reverse chronology, right? So he's going backwards to a different era when he was on his bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He was when he was outside going to them clubs and maybe doing women dirty out, you know what it is when you're young and you're single and you're rich and you're getting money. An era of doing women dirty or getting involved in things that didn't make him feel whole. So I love by him saying that it's an era of dirt. I love that that's also saying the dirt ends when he finds his wife, right? Like him saying it, I'm going back to an era of dirt, which means the new era, which is me being a family man and you know, having a child and getting married, is the blossoming of, you know, the mature J.Cole, or the J.Cole that's on a different plane in terms of his mindset, right? So I love the way he wrote that. That was dope.
My experience of being a parent dispersed, watching my son disappear as I stare at his birth, and he returns to the womb, wifey's stomach growing greater in girth, and then declining every time we come here to the nurse. With each day that passes, I can feel my career coming first. Do I? Took the wedding ring off her finger, and now I'm single, walking up the aisle backwards to an era of dirt. Falling clubs, tipsy with a bitch I see clear through a skirt. The cameras be snapping, blogs be yapping, so I'm careful alert. Walking to my section, whisper right in my ear, we flirt, we part ways. I see her from a distance, she stares with a smirk. Cheers to the perks with the squad, we live for the search of new hoes. Lusty, quick to fuck me, unaware of they worth.
Yeah,
the club
that was
to
hard though. Yeah. I love that, man. You know, like, you know, again, going back to the era, let's talk about the era of dirt. But even like before that, when he said, you know, with each day passes, I can feel my career coming first. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, his mindset is focused on his career and his priorities of that going into marriage. And then he's realizing that, oh, there's more to life than just what is J.Cole centric, just me. This is something that's bigger than me, right? Getting into marriage. But then when he said, you know, walking up the aisle backwards to an era of dirt, falling clubs, tipsy with a chick, I see clear through a skirt, the cameras be snapping, blogs be yapping, so I'm careful alert. Walking to my section, whisper in my ear, right? We flirt, we part ways. I see her from a distance. She stares with a smirk. Cheers to the perks with the squad. We live for the search of new hoes, lusty, quick to rush me, unaware of their worth. All that was nasty to me.
And the way the
syllable usage,
nasty.
But I love how he had the sort of, you know, insight to say, like, yeah, she's unaware of her worth. And then he says it was an era of dirt. So you knew what type of time that you were on, and you know, it was all about the lust. You were just trying to get a nut. And I'm gonna take advantage of this girl who has no idea what her worth is. That's exactly what I need right now. You know what I'm saying? But then as he progressed in real time, in real life, he can reflect on it. And I think he's also, obviously, if he's a ghost in the motherfucking living room, watching on a fucking VCR or some shit, watching it in reverse, he's also reflecting like, yeah, during that time, I was clearly on some bullshit, and I took advantage of a lot of women who were, you know, didn't know their worth, didn't have self-respect, but also, you know, I had to learn from it, right? You know what I mean? Which is what led me to being, you know, a married man and having a family, and then I can realize, just so that I could realize that. I thought that just was really, really well written.
Love it.
Up the aisle backwards to an era of dirt. Falling clubs, tipsy with a bitch I see clear through a skirt. The cameras be snapping, blogs be yapping, so I'm careful alert. Walking to my section, whisper right in my ear, we flirt, we part ways. I see her from a distance, she stares with a smirk. Cheers to the perks with the squad, we live for the search of new hoes. Lusty, quick to fuck me, unaware of they worth. We lead the club, drive to the show, and I swear that it's turned. It all begins with encore cheers from those wearing my merch. Fast forward through years of rehearsal, losing, winning, bank account thinning, income streams nowhere near as diverse. And though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the...
Oh, yo, he going in to me, man.
One thing I love about what J. Cole is doing here, man, is he's spending a little bit more time on the dirt era and the imagery. You know what I mean? I felt like he kind of skipped a lot of the imagery up until this point. But, you know what I mean, when he was talking about, going to the clubs, she sees me with a smile, talking about how he met the girl in the club, you know what I'm saying, from across the distance, you know what I'm saying, she quick to fuck me, you know what I'm saying, not aware of her worth, you know what I'm saying, then we leave the club, drive to the show, so he's going through very detailed moments of this dirt era, you know what I'm saying, and how you get in the hoes, and you know what I'm saying, and before he was business minded, had multiple streams of income and things like that, he spent a little bit more detail on that dirt era because, quite frankly, you know what I'm saying, if he's not looking from a dead person's perspective, he just got out of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He just got out of this dirt era, you know what I'm saying? The majority of his fame and fortune days was in this era, so you could be a little bit more descriptive. You know what I'm saying? The more mature and elaborate and more formal J. Cole is yet to be written.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
But I like how he's just like, yeah, we just came from the show, came back, hit the club. You already know I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? So you already know, like, the girls that's unaware of their worth, they going. You know what I'm saying? So again, I just, it's the typical story. We all know the story, right? You get a little bit of money, you get famous, you get your groupies. This is the process, right?
Here's to the perks with the squad. We live for the search of new hoes. Lusty, quick to fuck me, unaware of they worth. We lead the club, drive to the show, and I swear that it's turned. It all begins with encore cheers from those wearing my merch. Fast forward through years of rehearsal, losing, winning, bank account thinning, income streams nowhere near as diverse. And though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the chirps of naysayers who only days later I don't care to convert. On cloud 9, now signed to my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to usurp.
Yeah.
Decade later.
Yeah. I love this as well, man, when he said fast forward to, years of rehearsal, losing, winning, bank account thinning, income streams nowhere near as diverse. Before I got all the way situated, right? This is the grind. This is the come up. Then he said, and though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the chirps and naysayers who only days later, I don't care to convert. So how that sounds to me, if we're looking at this from a, in reverse, chronology or whatever, it sounds like at a certain point, he did it for the love, right? He was, he said, because he started caring about what people wanted to, what people wanted from him. He started hearing the chirps and it started affecting him initially at a certain point. But before that, when he was on the come up, he did it for the love and
Correct.
That's what he wanted. He just wanted it to be great.
Yep.
But then as he started to become more successful, those chirps and everything from the outside started to affect him and maybe even his confidence to a degree. I feel like he lost, that's his way of saying he started to lose himself and he started worrying about what other people wanted from him versus what was just pure and whatever to him, right? Or at least it started to affect his confidence when it was on the come up, when he was doing it for the love, he just did what he loved to do. But when, fame started happening, you know what I'm saying? The outsiders, the record label execs and all that other shit started to come into play. And then he was saying he was on cloud 9, right? When he was on cloud 9, he just signed, you know what I'm saying, to so-called one of the kings at the time. You know what I'm saying? There's been some discussion on him using so-called, because that just comes when someone says, yeah, the so-called this or the so-called that,
It means you don't feel like they are.
Yeah, like
whatever
so they
being
say.
called.
Now, I ain't saying it, but so they say.
Exactly.
Not saying that's what J. Cole means, but I understand why people were perceiving that as Frosty. A little Frosty relationship between him and Jay. And there's been little things. J. Cole, I think, approaches the situation with Jay-Z like, I would not be who I'm, more than likely, I would not be who I am without him. But I don't know if I really like dude like that, personally. That's how it comes off to me. Like, I don't know if I really fuck with him on a personal level, but he's also someone that I looked up to before I got in the game, and he gave me an opportunity of a lifetime. Even when he talked about buying his masters, it was like, yeah, I paid dude and all that. It's the language, and anybody who knows when you say certain things like, yeah, I pay old boy and shit for the, like, not you know what I'm saying, not my hero.
That wasn't willingly.
Yeah, it don't sound like that was my hero and this is somebody I looked up to. Yeah, I paid dude for my masters, got up out of it. I respect it, but I can't fuck with him on a personal level. But I have to respect the opportunity, right? So
Right.
that's just the way it comes. And he talked about when he was on his little podcast. This is what, last year or the year before? I want to say maybe a year and a half ago when he was doing a little podcast, and he said, and I'm just using this example of why I think the relationship has been frosty between him and Jay. He said that this is back when him and Drake were just kind of getting popping, and they were super close and all that other stuff. And he said that they were at an event or something like that. It was him, Drake, and then Jay was at the event. And he said that Jay saw Drake and J.Cole sitting together or something like that. I'm not quoting it exactly. And he was just like, yeah. He was just like, yeah, give him one, man. You know what I'm saying? You making hits out here, give him one. And he said, like, J.Cole said he was so embarrassed by that because, you know, him and Drake were peers. So for Jay to say, yeah, help my man out. Help him get a hit, please. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So
yeah, that would definitely.
Yeah.
I would feel some kind of way. That would not.
Yeah, because, you know, that's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? You getting son, you know what I'm saying? Like, your man that you in competition with, you might be cool, but y'all, you know, you want to come up and you in competition. Yeah, please help him out. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't say that exactly like that. So I feel like situations like that, him mentioning that, I think he approached Jay in a club or something like that, saying he wanted a song to be released or something, and it just was a weird tension. So I feel like...
Is Jay an asshole, man?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I've heard great things, and I've heard...
What did Kevin Hart say, man? How's it feel for you to have me here to see you?
Yeah.
Like, damn, okay, wow. Like, I'm sure he was joking, but I mean...
I think Jay's a very...
But damn, you know what I'm saying? It's like Kevin Hart at the time was a pretty big deal. I mean, he is a pretty big deal, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like for somebody to say that to you, like, dude, what?
Yeah, like, damn.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You should be thankful that I'm in your presence.
Like a disrespectful ass uncle.
So when he says so-called, and I think about all of those instances that J. Cole was brought up about it being a little weird, and I paid due for my masters, and he tried to play me in front of my peer, and we were sitting there competing. I just think, like, I gotta respect him. He put me in position to be successful, but I don't really like how he moves or how he talks to people. He can be kind of an asshole. So that's just how it feels. It doesn't feel like they cool and they hanging out. And quite frankly, I can count on one hand the amount of times that I feel like Jay has mentioned J. Cole. I'm gonna keep it real. And this is like an extreme success story for Jay.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Like,
why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you mention J. Cole? And I mean, he has. I'm not saying he hasn't. He has mentioned J. Cole, and he has shown love to J. Cole. But you would just think with who J. Cole became, you would think that Jay would be more, you know, it would just be more involved in or just more vocal about his love and appreciation for him. But I haven't felt that as much. It's interesting. Anyways, let's keep it going.
And income streams nowhere near as diverse. And though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the chirps of naysayers who only days later I don't care to convert. On cloud 9, now signed to my hero, one of the so-called kings of this rap thing that I swear to usurp. Decade later, mama cut on the cable. My motivation to be greater ends the moment I appear in a purse. I'm growing shorter, Pampers cover my hindquarters. I watch
See the head shaking, man.
Yeah.
Mama cut on the cable.
Yeah.
When the cable was cut off.
Yeah.
That's how I'm taking that.
Uh-huh.
You know, my motivation to be greater ends the moment I peer in her purse.
Yeah.
So that's his way of saying we was poor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have the cable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And my mom was broke.
She saw like, man, maybe this rap thing is gonna work out.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he said, I'm motivated to change that shit. We gotta get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we're not really talking about the videos. We really like to focus, so we do the videos just for y'all, but we don't really talk too much about the videos, man. But obviously, the video is showing his life in reverse. There's moments here just to kind of acknowledge that. But that's really just background shit that we just really like to focus on the lyricism. But yeah, dope video though.
Thing that I swear to usurp. Decade later, mama cut on the cable. My motivation to be greater ends the moment I appear in a purse. I'm growing shorter, Pampers cover my hindquarters. I watch my father walk back in my life and it clears up a hurt I couldn't explain. Mama gives me my name, then hands me over to the doctor, and I watch as my spirit reverts. Then I'm no longer here on this earth. I'm no longer here on this earth. That's how I see it. I'ma come in.
That's it.
Fall off is inevitable.
Okay. Okay. is you? Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? Out the way, it's a real nigga coming through. Out the way, it's a real nigga coming through. What it is, ho? 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 Come view the style of the unibrow Unabomber, who maneuvered through the drama with the suit up.
Yeah, armor was what I think he was about to say there. To
Suit
rhyme
armor.
with Unabomber, you know? Yeah. So I think that sounds like a different song altogether, but what we're using to look at the lyrics is saying is verse 2, part 2 of the same song. So I don't know if that's the same song, but it sounds like that song ended and a new song was coming in. But it's a lot of like
Mobb Deep. That's a Mobb Deep drop a gem. Just for y'all,
Yeah.
you know, it's from the Hell on Earth album. Mobb Deep, drop a gem on him. It looks like he's sampling that record though, which is super hard, by the way.
Yeah,
Love
man.
that joint.
What did he say, man? I'm growing shorter, Pampers cover my behind, quarters, you know what I'm saying? My father walked back in my life to clean up the hurt, right? I thought that was interesting the way he said that, because I don't know much about J. Cole's childhood and other than what he said here and there, but obviously it seems like his father wasn't in his life, you know what I'm saying? Because he says my father walked back in my life, right? So which leads us to believe that he left, right? So it's interesting that there's not a lot of detail with that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I don't know. Do you know if he knew his father? I don't know if he knew.
Yeah, no. J. Cole, I don't believe his father was in his life. You know what I'm saying? And I think that him saying that, right? I think that's really dope, because to clear up the hurt. So when his father was there, he was fine, right? His father leaves, and then there's sort of lingering emptiness and hurt as a result of that. Who knows how that impacted J. Cole
or his mom and all
in different ways, or his mom, but really J. Cole's life and how he maneuvered through life. Clearly he was hanging on to some level of hurt later as his life progressed because his father left, right?
I couldn't explain. Mama gives me my name and hands me over to the doctor. I thought that was, and then watch my spirit reverts, right? And he's no longer here. But I thought that was really well written, because when he says the word I couldn't explain, mama giving me my name, you're a child, so you wouldn't know what's happening, right?
Yeah, that little detail right there.
So it's beautiful to say that, right? Instead of, because he could have left that out and just said, my mama gives me a name, J.Cole is born, or whatever. He could have said that in a lot of different ways, but I thought that was very great detail, because it's clear that if you're an infant, you can't even talk. You don't know what the fuck is going on. So I couldn't even explain how I got a name, and then mama hands me over to the doctor instead of the doctor handing him over to his mother. Thought that was very well written in a reversal of the actions, of the events and how they took place. I thought that was great.
I want to look at this song in a fair lens. Listening to this song again, you know, because I only heard it really once, and I didn't really delve into it when I heard it by myself. You know what I'm saying? Listening to this song again, I just feel like there's the initial thought that came out of me was just that, again, if y'all want to know my real reaction when I first heard this, real reaction was like, oh, he doing a rewind shit. Okay, that's cool, right? It was a sort of like, I don't want to say it was negative, but it was sort of a tempered reaction. It was a very sort of, I don't know if it was fair to J. Cole the way I was looking at it. Like, I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? But it's almost like, okay, you've seen something that was unprecedented done before. Once it's done before and you see someone else doing it, it automatically like lowers the bar a little bit. You're kind of like, okay, you know, no matter how well they do it, right? Because it's like, it's like a magician, you know the fucking how the magic trick works and shit. You know what I mean? Once you've seen a cool magic trick, or you know how it works or whatever, it just takes away the gloss of it, right? And the appeal of it. So that's kind of initially how I felt. And as I was listening to this song again, man, I do believe that this was J. Cole. You know, obviously the joint with Nas, the Rewind song, is him talking about a specific event that happened. At the end of that song, it's like, yo, we found this dude we got to kill. And then it takes you to the events of them running down and killing the man. That's what Rewind is in its totality. This is a recollection of J. Cole's entire life. He's recalling moments in major events in his life in reverse chronology, right? Not to say that what Nas did isn't reverse chronology. It's just one specific event. So when you can kind of look at those things and say, yes, the idea and the inspiration, of course, came from Nas's Rewind, but they really aren't doing the same things. There are certain things in terms of like lyrically where you could say when J.Cole was rapping about the tears going back in the eyes and all this other stuff, and Nas was saying on Rewind, you know, the blunt grows bigger in girth and all that other shit, and talking about smoking weed. But it's like, you know, all those are things that there are similarities. Again, of course he was inspired by Rewind, but I'm looking at these as two different types of ways of exploring reverse chronology. Yes. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So I just feel like once you get past that, I feel like you're able to maybe even appreciate the song a little bit more. But that initial like, oh, okay, he doing the rewind shit because you're just thinking reverse. Yeah, but they are doing different things.
I think just look at them independently, guys. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys are comparing it to that. I mean, we've seen a couple comments of that. You know, I do like Rewind though. I think Nas did a fantastic. I thought that was really, really great the way he did, and it hit me. I had a lot more of an emotional reaction to that because I've never heard anything done like that before.
It was unprecedented.
Right? You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, that's just dope. He's killing this shit. You know what I mean? And just the imagery of the bullet coming through the skin and going backwards and saying, no, please don't, or something. What did he say? Please don't shoot. So shoot, don't please, or something like that. I mean, he had a lot more of that stuff in it. So it kind of got me a little bit more immersed in that particular story. But what J. Cole has accomplished here is great. I think it's a great recall of your life, either from a dead man's perspective, which I'm kind of 50-50 on, or just an older person's perspective, recalling what he thinks is going to happen when he dies and kind of going back into his life. But before we end it though, man, I don't know, man. I gotta go back to this battle conversation, man. I got to. I'm sorry. I know this is, y'all like, oh my God, this fucking battle again, man. 7-minute drill is off the chain, man. He really rapped well in 7-minute drill, man. I'm talking about J. Cole. He rapped very well in that song, man. And that's a song that I actually listen to. I mean, it bangs, and I'm like, yeah, that motherfucker was flowing in that. Even the fucking chorus, light work, like it's PWC. But that motherfucker, you know, we all know J. Cole can rap his fucking ass off, and he wouldn't have been no slouch. Go back and listen to 7-minute drill, and it sounded like that was easy for him. You know what I mean? It sounded like it was just light work, but it's thank God that he's just a nice guy. He wouldn't have been no easy pushover, you know? So, last thing I'm gonna say about that is,
but he did, like, the funny thing is, like, people will use the coward card. You know, he rapped, right? He did technically jump out first. You know,
that's true.
He did. He put out a whole diss record. So, I mean, I don't know how you can say he was with the smoke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Kendrick dissed him and he was just like, look, Kendrick, I don't want any problems with you. No, he dissed him. You know what I'm saying? He initiated the smoke. So I don't know how you could use the coward card. I don't think that makes sense. But anyways, go ahead.
Because he don't have the hate that fucking Drake has. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We all know that. So even Kendrick fans would have probably gave him a chance. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to hear nothing Drake had to say.
Yeah, Kendrick fans and J. Cole fans are like, they're like overlap. You know what I mean? A lot of J. Cole fans are Kendrick fans. A lot of Kendrick fans are J. Cole fans, from what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? At least online. Yeah, because online is its own world. Man, the real world, though, what motherfuckers are saying outside, oftentimes is not what they talking about online. If someone called you out or you jumped out, rather, because Kendrick, he never really dissed Cole, in my opinion. So Cole just jumped out there. You know what I'm saying? So if you jump out and you say you're ready for smoke and you've been bragging about being one of the best, and you jump out and make a diss trying to showcase your skill, and then all of a sudden you revert or you back out. I understand someone coming from that 90s cloth and saying, you bugging. And I said in the video, I think the 7-minute drill, or one of the videos we did, that I was like, there's going to be some people that's never going to let that go, man. Yeah. There's going to be people that never let that go. I think if you're being honest, you know what I'm saying, what a rapper does in terms of their discography and what they do in terms of the music that they put out is what we're here for. Most of us aren't riding around listening to battle raps in our car. We're not going to battle rap shows often. There's some, but most of us just are here for the music. And I think that just needs to be the focus, man. If there's a sort of a chink or an asterisk next to his name, cool, but don't use that to
diminish everything.
Yeah, don't use that to diminish the man's entire career. We gotta be reasonable. I think hip hop, man, it being controlled and sort of ran by the youth, I think is very advantageous. I think it's what's kept hip hop fresh and interesting for a very long time. You know what I mean? We're on the cutting edge, right? Because the youth is in control, right? Old ideologies or whatever eventually die out. Something new comes. It's what's next, what's new, what's trendy, what's hot, right? It's hip, you know what I mean? But also there's a disadvantage to that, right? I think that there are people who grew up with the hip hop mindset that have now aged that still carry a very juvenile way of thinking. You know, I'm not gonna say names, you know, whatever, but a juvenile way of thinking. And then I think that there's the actual youth that control shit, and they're just young. You know what I mean? So I think that sometimes with situations like this, I feel like it leads to unfairly just a weird sort of mass. This person said this, so we gonna run with it, sort of following like agenda. Everyone is easily influenced by others. Everyone follows trends. Everyone is trying to fit in, you know, instead of being their own independent thinkers. And I feel like that happens. Oh, J.Cole, he got this, so he can never rap again. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? You being ridiculous. Like, the man has been here for 15 years and has been one of the prominent premier names in hip hop history. Stop it. There's only but a handful of rappers that have had the type of level of success he's had for as long as he's had it. Stop. True. Put an asterisk by his name if you need to do that, but let's not do that. Let's not diminish the man's legacy. So let's grow up. To me, that's what I say. Grow up. You know, I'm annoyed with the way he handled it, but I'm not condemning him to being exiled from the fucking culture. Y'all being ridiculous. All right, man. Yeah, looking forward to the fall off though. It's dropping on February 6th.
Okay.
You know, so hopefully we can be on time. We'll see what life you know, throws our way.
But we're planning to be available for that.
We'll try to be available for that, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that requested that. And that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost to Vegas. We out.